Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering draft video. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through my very first Innistrad Premier draft. I'm fairly familiar with the spoiler, but there'll probably be a lot of me reading cards and making mistakes and sort of bumbling my way through, so you'll get to see my experiences there. My previous video outlined my basic strategy for the format thus far. If you'd like to check that out, you can do so on this YouTube channel. Without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, we are ready to go. Let's do this thing. So right off the bat here, we're going to be having a look at our rare. 3-mana artifact makes it day, adds for mana of any color, taps for mana of any color. If it's night, it becomes day, otherwise it becomes night. It's confusing, so you can flip. To gain a life, you may draw a card if you do discard. It seems pretty good. It's a little bit of a spin your wheels kind of card, but being able to manipulate day and night might be useful. To 3-mana mana rock, fixes your mana. Let's see what else is in the pack. Nebelgest Intruder I'm pretty interested in, generally speaking. We've got Neat and Alive, which is decent removal. Maybe really good removal. I don't know, people are pretty hyped about this one. And I mean, these commons, Bait Hook Angler could be okay. Yeah, these commons are kind of just okay, at least on first blush here. So I'm gonna try the rare out, and we'll get a chance to see how important it is to flip night today. Also, like over a long game, the life gain and the looting will do well for you. So we'll try that one out. All right, pack 2, Ska Wrangler, flexible. It's a 2-drop. I like that. LN Liberator, similar. Join the dance for a green-white deck. So I think of these uncommons, I'm going to take Ska Wrangler. It also kind of goes with our control-y artifact here. Any sweet removal? No. So, Duel for Dominance, Fight Spell, meh. This card's really good. Eccentric Farmer, draws you a land most of the time. Evolving Wilds for fixing. Alright, well, we'll take a Ska Wrangler and see where we go from there. Not really committed to anything just yet. Ska Wrangler seems like it would be pretty good in blue-black and blue-white. Probably more so blue-black, because you got more access to the Decayed tokens. I think this is pretty powerful. If you just get a pile of these Decayed tokens, and you're able to tap 2 of their creatures, at the end of their turn, you can swing back for some serious damage. So it seems like it could be pretty sweet to me. Alright, we got a Dreadhound. Solid black, big win condition. Gives you some incidental mill. Makes your opponent lose life incidentally as well, which is pretty nice. Storm Skrillex, which is a blue-red spell's payoff. Not sure you want to start here. I think I might want to have a few more sort of cheap blue-red cards before I really want to play with this thing, because on its face it's a 2/4/5, which is not great, and then making it a 4/4 is good but not amazing. Sacred Fire is going to be a solid removal spell. I'm running out of time. Talking too much. I'm going to take the Dreadhound because it's monocolor. I feel it's quite close between these 3 uncommons. Curious what was taken as a common out of this pack. We could assume it was the Moonrager Slash, being the best uncommon in the set. I don't think this card is playable. Sack it to draw a card. Probably not. It's not going to trigger any spell stuff for you. No. Okay, so uncommon. So we got a dual land. That's pretty good. We could just grab that. Covert Cut Purse. Certain creature you don't control is dealt damage and it comes back. That's pretty good. Anything with Disturb is going to be pretty solid. I think we might just pick that up. There's some vampire stuff happening here as well. Arrogant Outlaw. Neonate's Rush looks pretty strong for that deck. Just triggering all your damage matter stuff and drawing you a card. Stolen Vitality, pretty strong. going to take the cut purse. Kind of goes with our Dreadhound. We're starting a blue-black path here. And hey, getting past a nice one here. I think this is one of the better black uncommons. It's got flanking. Gives any blocking creature -1/-1. This is pretty hard to block. It flips into a 5/4. It's even better. And yeah, I think this is just raw stats, raw power. I like it quite a bit to curve into. So looking like black is kind of flowing to us early on here. So keep that in mind for pack 3. Because we just got shipped 3 black uncommons. I mean, who knows how good anything is right now, but getting 3 black uncommons that look pretty good in a row means to me that black might not be drafted from our right. Talking too much, I didn't look at the rest of the pack, but there you go. Okay, Lunarch Veteran, gain life, disturb. Disturb is good. Consider, this is always going to be like a fine card. The fact that you get to put something in your graveyard is potentially useful. Although, I mean, I think most of the time if you're looking at a disturb or flashback spell, you probably just want to take it to your hand so that you can cast it twice. But, you know, fine card. We might grab it here. 3 mana 2/2 Death Touch dies into a decayed token is also fine. Evolving Wilds for fixing could be the pick. Random removal artifact could be the pick. Not really seeing any strong signals in any direction. I think I'm going to grab a Wilds here just to sort of help our mana situation. Okay, pick 7. Blood Pact, playable black card here. Return a creature, put a 1/1 counter on a zombie. That's pretty good. Getting to do that twice seems alright. Vivisection, sack a creature, draw 3. That's pretty sweet. We already have Scob Wrangler. Our deck is entirely uncommons, except for Evolving Wilds and a rare. I think we'll go with the Vivisection. We have reason to want to play blue and to make zombies to sack to Vivisection, and also tap to use with Scob Wrangler. So it seems to fit for me. All right, pick 8 Storm Skrillex. That's maybe signal territory. Some red here, Famished Foragers, Vampire Interloper. Pretty good red-black commons. And there's Devious Cover-Up, which is a pretty nice one for a blue-black control deck. If you can get multiple of these, you can do the whole never lose kind of thing by just continuing to reshuffle them into your deck. Boy, I don't think we want Vampire Interloper. I'm going to take the Cover-Up. That's a tough pick because that blue-red uncommon is maybe a bit of a signal. But the amount of black we've seen, I don't know if I want to abandon that in favor of a blue-red uncommon. We don't have any ways to really trigger it at the moment. Okay, Fading Hope's probably going to be fine. Interactive, cheap spell. There should be ways to make that good. It's like a Tormenting Voice. Can't block thing. 2 mana 2/2 with some upside. That's nice as well. So, not sure if we're supposed to be in blue-black. Maybe red is the color that's really flowing, but we're seeing some blue here. Tap 3 untapped creatures you control. Look at the top card you may put in your graveyard. 1 mana 1/3. It's going to block for a little bit. Blocks decay tokens all day. Let you scry later, or surveil, I guess, as it were. Sure. I don't know what that other card does. Second Devious Cover-Up. Okay. Sure. Another Storm Skrillex. So, boy, nobody's interested in blue-red. Maybe we're supposed to just take the Skrillex here. I'm going to take it. Second Cover-Up is pretty cool, but if we're supposed to get there on Cover-Ups, I think we'll see them later. So maybe we're abandoning black here. I don't know. We got a Neonate's Rush. We got a Stolen Vitality. I'm going to go with the Rush since it draws a card. It's going to matter for blue-red spells if that's where we end up. Counter target spell, no thank you. Yeah, we'll take flashback, blue-red uncommon. Okay, so bit of an interesting pack 1. We're either blue-black or blue-red, so I guess that makes blue our pivot color, so we'll want to lean in that direction where possible, and then, I mean, if we see some nuts black stuff this pack, we can move back into it, but we weren't seeing any black past that 4th pick, so I don't know how interested we are in forcing that. No removal here that I'm seeing. Lifelink. We saw no white last pack, so I don't think we're going to go for this. I think we'll probably just go for Phantom Carriage. It's It's a good finisher. Can find us, well, nothing at the moment, actually. Oh, yeah, we'll find an Arcane Infusion, but we'll pick up some stuff to support it, I think. Burn the Accursed is removal, but it's not as good as Phantom Carriage. Startle would be a good one to wheel as a blue-red spells card. Kind of wish we'd picked up that other Storm Skrillex. I can't remember what we took over it. I think it was a pretty good card, though. Okay, still seeing blue, which is good. Covetous Castaway. It's got Disturb, which we want after picking up the Phantom Carriage. This is just a solid card. Incidental Mill comes back as a 3/4 flying, and it's a 2-drop to interact early. So that's going to be excellent for us. Ghoulish Procession doesn't look all that good to me, but maybe it is. Sacred Fire is good for the red-white deck. Maybe we'll wheel a Cover Up or a Rush out of this pack or a Startle. There's a lot of stuff that could come back to us. Don't need to pick up another Wilds, because we took that early, so that's good. So easy Castaway here. This is like, I think, first pickable in my opinion. All right. Dualcraft Trainer looks okay. Liberator's okay in those decks. Drone Yard Amalgam, 5 mana, 3/6, mill for 3, unblockable, pretty control-y. So if we end up back in the blue-black control deck, we might care for that. It's a zombie as well. Tavern Ruffian, just a bunch of stats, not super interesting. Let's check our curve out here. So we could use a 2-drop, and Lampholt Harrier is that. Shipwreck Sifters is also that. Whenever you discard, that's gonna be kind of tough to hit, I feel. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna take the Harrier. This could be kind of a bonehead pick, but we'll see. Another Arcane Infusion. I'm really leaning on the fact that we saw those late Storm Skrelixes in the first pack, and like Neonate's Rush really late. So that's why I'm sort of biasing it a little bit towards red. 2-drop that adds mana to pay a disturb cost or cast an instant or sorcery. That seems pretty good. Do we want the second Arcane Infusion or a 2-drop that casts helps us cast our spells? I mean, we did wheel this last pack, so I think I'm going to go with the 2-drop creature. It's also a Neonate's Rush here, which maybe would have been the pick as well. Spell Rune Painter. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, it gets bigger, flips into a thing that gets bigger. That seems good to me. Not really seeing black, so I'm not feeling too bad about moving away from black. If we were seeing like sweet removal or really busted uncommons in black, then I'd be a little worried. But right now we're seeing some red flowing, so I'm enjoying that. Let's grab this one. So we need cheap spells, and this is one. If you controlled that permanent, you get to draw a card after you bounce it, eh? Seekers of the Key, Investigate, Flashback. Yeah, these could either be good. I don't think we want Delver. We're probably not going to have the density of spells. At the moment, we only have 5. There's also Famished Foragers, which is just a solid 4-drop creature. I think we want spells at this point. I'm going to go with Secrets of the Key because it has Flashback, and I think Flashback is important. A lot of different potential stuff going on, though, in that pack. Okay, another Fading Hope. Could be good with what we're doing here. Gale Drifter. Snapping Drake comes back as a 2/2. I like that. It's good with Phantom Carriage. There's a Geist Wave. I'm going to go towards the synergy of the Fading Hope being cheap and enabling our spell stuff. I'm really going to lean into that. If we don't get there, we're going to get punished a little bit, but I don't want to just have a bunch of random 4-drops that aren't that good. Although that Snapping Drake card is pretty good. This card's not good. This card's not good, so we're going to take Consider. So we got lots of cheap spells now. So we're doing the thing. We just need to find a couple more payoffs, and our deck might be okay. We also need removal, so I think now's the time to take Burn the Accursed over this Flashback Tormenting Voice card. This is pretty expensive for what it's doing, but I mean we'd probably play one if we got one for free, you know, but not over a removal spell. Neonate's Rush again. This always draws a card, so that's pretty cool. Costs 3, which is not great. I'm going to pick it up. It's cheaper than Devious Cover Up. Again, I think we'll just get another one of those naturally. Shipwreck Sifters. Card with Disturb, put a 1/1 counter. So you really want to be enabling this thing, but I mean, we also kind of need 2 drops, so sure. Tavern Ruffian, not super interested in that. All the Neonates rushes, eh? Yeah, again, I think cards like this are just going to come to us. I want to make sure we have the synergy. All right, well, now we have 4. So if we end up with some vampires, we could maybe backdoor into black-red vampires. I don't think that's going to happen. Light up the night. X damage to any target. X +1 if it's a creature or planeswalker. That's really good. 3 in a red. Remove X counters from planeswalkers you control. If you cast this spell, X can't be 0. Okay, so this is not good for its backside. But it is flexible-ish removal. It's kind of expensive. To kill a 4-drop, you're paying 4. I mean, I'm really looking at this Thermo Alchemist here with all of these. I think this is actually going to be better than Light Up the Night for us, given what we have and what we're trying to do here. So maybe we wield this Elementalist. That'd be really good for us. And I think we're full on blue-red spells at this point, so I'm going to put these black cards away. Delver, no thank you. This is fine as a 2-drop with some value to it. Disturb is good. Would love like another Thermal Alchemist. That'd be pretty busted. 5-drop creature. Huh. We've already got a good amount of 2s here. We're not using the Scob Wrangler all that well. Pretty interested in this Disturb 2-drop. I think I'm going to take it over the 2/2. Because we do have Phantom Carriage, and I think it might be just a better card, but again, that's first draft, so who the heck knows? Okay, well, we'll pick up another uncommon for our blue-red deck. Locked in the Cemetery doesn't excite me all that much. We really would like to see a Moonrager Slash. That would be useful for what we've got going on here. Or some like early, I don't know if there's any 2-drop red vampires, but that'd be pretty sweet with Neonate's Rush. So yeah, if we can pick up any, even like that 4-drop that adds 3 red, any vampire we can grab is going to be useful to us with 4 of these. I don't know if we're going to be able to play them all because they're 3 cost, but okay, so this card just kind of sits around, maybe draws you a card. I don't know if that's what we're about. I think we're trying to kill people pretty quickly here. Okay, well, here's the vampire I was just talking about. So we got that or Gale Drifter. And we got a Snapping Drake that makes us Decayed token. I don't think we want the Consider right now. I mean, we're doing okay for creatures. I think we really do just want the vampire. It's like clunky though. Like, I don't know how often we're going to really get the clause of having dealt damage and stuff like that. But I think we really do want the vampire to unlock these rushes. Devious Cover-Ups for days. Not going to do it right now. I think we're just going to take another Castaway because this card is pretty dope. Firmament Sage. So, didn't get there on the removal. I don't expect we're going to see any good removal. But also didn't end up seeing any really good black, did we? Card's okay. Yeah, this card's pretty sweet. And black-white anyways. Okay, so another cheap spell. Or a Firmament Sage. I'm going to take Secrets of the Key, I think, over Consider. Actually, that's probably wrong. That was probably wrong. I should have taken Consider there. I was thinking this drew you a card right away, but that'd be way too good. Curse of Surveillance. Enchanted player's upkeep. Any number of target players. Other than that player draws a card. I don't understand what that does. Scob Wrangler. Ardent Elementalist. I think we're just going to take that. I think that's slow enough. I think that just means we draw an extra card every turn. I think it's slow enough that we don't want it. But we need to read that again to actually know what it does. And there's nothing for us here. So didn't quite see the amount of red that we would have liked given some of the signals we saw early in pack 1. So that's all right. I'm going to take a colorless card. We're not playing that green card. We need some threes, kind of. We just have the 1/3 creature, so if we see any threes, we grab them. Unblinking Observer. So you know what? Having 2 Unblinking Observers is okay because that'll help us cast these Neonates Rushes. And I don't want Locked in the Cemetery, I don't think. And we can have another one if we want. Stolen Vitality. I think I'm going to take another Consider. I think. Target creature gets +3/+1. If it's your turn, it gets... This is good, though. This trick is good. This is kind of like removal. I'm going to take the Consider. But that's maybe close. Here's another Disturb guy. Geist Wave for a cheap spell. Locked in the Cemetery for a tap. Ugh. I guess we'll take a Locked in the Cemetery. 5 or more cards in your graveyard. I think we'll be able to hit that fairly reasonably. And we do need a 3-drop. But I also like this Gale Drifter a little bit more, I think. I'm going to grab that. And alright. So, bit of a weird deck. I don't know. Hey, Electric Revelation. Okay, well, we got a lot of playables, so we're going to have to think about how we want to proceed here. But we'll be right back with the build of the deck. All right, we're back. Here's the build we're going to start with. Playing 12 creatures. There's a little bit of tension here because these castaways are kind of a little bit more controlling, whereas I feel this deck kind of does want to attack a bit more, but we could also mill over these. They could mill over each other, which would be really powerful. We could also discard them to Electric Revelation. I don't know how good that's going to be. Put them in the graveyard with Consider. So I think they're going to be pretty good. Anyhow, there's just a lot of rate there. Thermo Alchemist. And these dragons are hopefully going to do some work for us. And Spell Rune Painter. So that's kind of what we're trying to do here. We cut Larder Zombie, which is pretty weak. Cut 1 Secret to the Key. Shipwreck Sifter. Just stuff that just isn't that strong. Scab Wrangler I ended up cutting because I don't feel like we're going to have enough creatures to make it work, as we're not really generating Decayed or anything like that. Cover-Up's too slow. Vivisection, similarly, I don't know that we can count on having a creature to sack, but we'll keep an eye on this one. This could be a good one to bring in as we sort of go through the draft and see what's working. I cut a couple of Neonates Rushes, and then I ended up just cutting this Vampire. I don't think we're going to be triggering it enough, but that could be wrong, actually. We do have Thermo Alchemist, so now that I'm thinking about it, maybe we do want to try to bring that in. Let me get back to you. Okay, I actually cut Electric Revelation to bring in Famished Foragers. Now that I'm thinking about it, we got the Alchemist to trigger it. It's going to help us with Neonates Rush. Hopefully, we'll see. If it's super clunky, we'll cut it and we'll bring something else in. But I think it could be pretty good here. So that's the deck. We cut the 2/2 that doesn't do a whole lot. Just trying to streamline to the spells strategy. So we will see you for round 1. And welcome to round 1. We are back. We've got 3 2-drops and some lands. Both our colors. Looks like a good keep. We're on the play as well, which is not bad. So we get to decide between starting with a 2/1 or a 1/3. I think given that we're on the play here, we have a chance of getting in with this 2/1 for some damage. Also, next turn we'll have 4 mana if we can, utilize it. So I think the 2/1 is where we want to be. See if our opponent's got a 2-drop. They do, so we won't get to get in for damage. You have no maximum hand size, beginning of your upkeep. You win the game if you have 13 cards, and it just draws cards for 4 mana. That seems really good. Okay. So we're stumped. We're stumped already. Tapping that down is not very useful. Okay, so let's play Secrets of the Key, and I guess we can play Consider and Covetous Castaway. So we will get to use all of our mana this turn. Start here, I guess. See what we mill over. Or do we want to leave the red up if we potentially draw? Well, if we then we won't get to cast both our spells. So maybe we Consider first. So we draw a red card that we do want to cast. We might want to take advantage of that. So let's do that. We'll put that in the yard. I don't think we need lands right now. Famished Foragers. Well, that's not going to do a whole lot this game, is it? Okay, let's cast away. And oh, when this dies, you mill. Oh, I thought that was ETB. I guess we can cast that end of turn. But pass it back. Okay, it's a little bit worse than I thought. So it has to die. Scob Wrangler, sure thing. Opponent missed the land drop. Okay. Do we want to do this now? I think we do. It might become worth it to hold cards like this if we have enough cards that care about casting spells. But for now, I think we just want to spend our mana, get it in there. All right. Well, let's try to get in for one. This is a 4/3. Let's try to get in for one. See if our opponent probably just blocks with their rare, but they might not. Yeah. Okay. So they're actually gonna take the damage. So that's pretty cool for us. So we can play Foragers and then flash back our Secrets of the Key off of the Observer. So that's a pretty good turn for us, actually. Yeah, because they don't want to risk their rare, right, for 1 damage. But hey, we get to be the beneficiaries of that. So now we got a bunch of clues, draw a bunch of cards, hopefully find our dragons. Opponent's just scooping it up. Okay, it's a bit early for that, but we'll take the victory, and we'll see you for round 2. We are back with a little round 2 action here. We've got a 2-drop and an interactive spell and a big guy. Yeah, we'll keep it. We will keep it. So yeah, I like the looks of this bait hook angler already. It feels pretty good to be playing a 2/1 on the play and hopefully trying to trade this off and then bringing it back as a flyer. It seems quite powerful. I'm coming in with the 1/3 though. Don't like that. Okay, this is a card that I probably just overlooked in the draft because I feel like I saw this artwork. But this would be useful for what we're trying to do. So we could bounce it to get in for 2. That doesn't seem that good. Probably would prefer to bounce it to waste one of their spells triggers or something like that. So let's just play this Castaway again and say go. I'm going to come in for 1. I'm down to block with the Castaway. If they want to spend a spell trigger to kill our Castaway, I think we might be okay with that. We'll be getting it back as a flyer. That's a little bit more annoying, though. I don't want them to draw a card. So I think let's go with the Fading Hope here. Cost them the card. So this is like a 1-for-1 trade with Blade Brand. And we're bouncing their thing, and we're getting a Scry. So that's a good use of Fading Hope right there. And we got ourselves an Alchemist. They've got red up, and they had something they could have done there. Not sure what that was, but we'll sort of keep that in the back of our mind. It looked like they could have cast something else because their game paused. Here comes the Crasher again, and another Crasher. All right, could be kind of deadly. Pass the turn back. So now we don't have any interaction, but again, I'm down to let this Castaway go. In fact, okay, they're gonna duress us. Oh, that's pretty good with double Crasher, isn't it? Well, they're not gonna get to take anything though, so it's just a pump spell. But might be down for the double block on a Crasher with Castaway Angler, since we're gonna have mana to re-buy them. So even if they do have a Blade Brand or something, I guess the worst case scenario would be if they had +3/+1, right? That wouldn't be great. But I think it's worth it to try to kill one of these. And honestly, if both of these die, that's okay too. Because we're essentially just drawing 2 more creatures. And we don't want to let these through and just take a pile of damage. Oof. Okay, so maybe that's the worst case scenario. Jeez. Hello. So what are we doing here? Taking 9? Yeah, this card's good. Mill. No, not great, but we don't need lands, so that's okay. Okay, so now we're going to get a 3/4 flyer, which is potentially... Well, I guess we'll just cast our 4/4 anyhow. And then if we draw land next turn, we get to double spell out of the graveyard. This could return Fading Hope. Or Neonate's Rush. That's probably a play for another turn. I don't love the idea. I mean, they're going to need 2 spells to trade with this, though. So, yeah. So, this is fun. This is fun. And hopefully we have something to search for. I don't know. Oh, yeah. We got tons of stuff. Okay. So, Castaway, we could put into the yard as a 3/4 flyer. That's really good. That's probably what we're going to do. Yeah, I like that a lot. Cool. That's sick. 6 mana 4/4 flyer draws you a 5 mana 3/4 flyer. There we go. We're doing the thing. Alright, so see if our opponent still has some spells here. Black-red spells. I mean, it's totally reasonable. Okay, this card's really good. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so it's day. Hey! We get some daytime action. I don't like that. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. Okay. Well, if they'd attacked us pre-combat, I might have taken one off of and not blocked the Thermo Alchemist, but our opponent chose not to do that. So, geez, how do we deal with this thing? Maybe we just play Ardent Elementalist and get back the bounce spell. Can't really afford to take too many hits now that they've got Thermo Alchemist and the potential of double Festival Crasher coming in. There's also Spell Rune Painter. We've got 6 mana. This thing we just can't block. This thing is really, really good. And we need to make sure we cast a spell this turn for sure. They're going to try to flip it next turn. We can bounce it when they do. Okay, so yeah, I'm in for Elementalist picking up the bounce spell. And let's start actually pressuring them. And make sure we get an extra damage off of our Thermo Alchemist. I'm not sure if the game will automatically pause priority for us when we cast an instant. Rather than potentially make that mistake, I'm going to tap the Alchemist before casting Fading Hope, or maybe I'll just hold priority. Okay, pass to attackers. Yeah, come on in. No fear. Okay, well, this is scary. So we're blocking. Jeez. What are we doing? They're going to 9. We're hitting them for 4. Can we let go of our Alchemist at this point? It's going to probably die if we block a Crasher. And this Elementalist, if it blocks a Crasher, dies for sure. I don't like that very much, although it's not getting in for any damage. So maybe gaining us some life is just the best thing it can be doing here. Or we chump the Scoundrel, block, bounce the Crasher on the Alchemist. We take 3 down to 8, and they take 2 down to 9, and we still have an Alchemist in play. I don't hate that. And if they don't cast any spells, that's also fine. I think this is the block. I don't want to go down on life with them having an Alchemist and all this other action in play. So if they've got another one of those X spells or something, it's going to be really good. Okay, they just don't have anything. That's so fun. It's an interesting spot. So the thing about casting a spell here. Sacking a creature to cast the Behemoth, knowing we have a bounce spell in hand. That's a huge card. Ooh, okay, so let's deal them a damage. And let's bounce this Behemoth. Deal them another damage. Next turn we're going to play Angler plus either Spellrune Painter or Castaway. Or if we draw something else. Okay, we drew a land. Very nice. smash for 4. So we're in a good spot here. We've got chump blocks on all their creatures, and we have lethal next turn. So they have to draw something pretty impactful here. Oh, shuffle up to 3 target cards from a graveyard into your library. Oh, that's really good. Okay. And for that, I don't even know what my cards do. Alright. Let's pass it back. They're going to ding us for 1. I'm going to take 1. Did you hit? Did you hit? Opponent is pinging us for 1. And thinking about their options here. Okay, here comes a couple of creatures. Let's block Alchemist and Haunt. Haunt's gonna go down here. Looks like I didn't pick up a spell. Discards 2. Okay, I think we're good. Sure, deal this 1. Okay, we'll see you for round 3. We back. It's round 3. Opponent's on the play. Never a good sign. But we got a nice curve here. Got a choice of 2 drops, 3 drop, 4 drop. So we're going to be keeping this. Both our colors of mana. Very nice. Opponent plays a swamp. We'll go for an island. Pass the turn. Depending on what they do here, we might choose to play the 2-1. But I imagine we'll play the 1-3 here. Yep. Oh, boy. That's real good. Actually, doesn't matter what we do. Maybe we do play the 2-1. Try and disincentivize them from attacking us. There's no way that's going to work, though. So then what's their follow-up play going to be? Probably a 3-3. So kind of in trouble either way. Let's go for the Observer. Actually, they might have a 4-4 next turn. This is pretty scary. Okay, well that can't block at least. So that lets us go Foragers into Spellrune Painter, but we're like really in trouble. So that's... Oh, no. We don't have 4 mana. What am I thinking? Ah, shoot. Okay. Well, I guess we just play our 3-drop and try to double block the Socialite. Doesn't even matter, though, because this is going to deal damage to us. Yep, so we'll just spend all our mana. This looks like an L to me. This game. This is a pretty scary curve. In for 3, 15. Especially because we don't have great cheap removal. Got a couple of 1-mana bounce spells. Alright. So we'd like to deal them some damage, and that's going to be hard to do. Got Ardent Elementalist. We got nothing with Flash. This card would play quite well with a creature with Flash. You could flip it and then play something on their turn, you know. So I guess we're just playing our 4-3 since it blocks this thing. We're in trouble this game. Nice start from our opponent. Black-red looks real good. 1-11. Next turn we get to play a flyer that can block, so that's something. I don't have any removal, which I find hard to imagine. Okay, down to 9. Alright, well, here's our attempt at blocking. Is this good? At least it doesn't die in a Moonrager's slash. Or other creatures die. Yeah, that's insane. Okay. They probably have like Neonate's Rush or something too. This is so gross. Okay, blocking. There. Blocking here. Blocking here. Going to 4. I don't know. Is this good enough? There we go. You get to draw a card, and we're at 4. This is so scary. Okay, well we didn't die. That's something. Ardent Elementalist doesn't do anything. It's a 4 mana 2/1. Yikes. I think we're casting it though. We could also try to just flip the painter into a 3/4. Yeah, we need bodies, man. We need warm bodies. So we're playing a 4 mana 2/1, folks. That's what we're doing here. We're not attacking. We're holding on for dear life here. We've got rid of some of the scarier cards on their side, but this Opportunist is gonna do a lot of damage for them. Okay, yeah, this is trouble. Hey, Skrillex. So if we have any chance of winning this game, I think we have to attack here. We're double blocking the 7/6 with these two. Double blocking the 4/3 with two other cards. This also pumps up. Maybe we can't. Maybe we can't attack. Okay, I don't think we can attack. There's no reason to hold this mountain, so yeah, let's pass. So we need to draw the tap spell to get rid of this thing. But they've drawn so many cards off of the Opportunist. Yeah. This might be lethal. They're going to flash that back. And if they flash that back, I think that was lethal. Might still be. Okay, so put these here. 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 Put this here. We go. And we're dead. Or put this here. Maybe we let the stinger through. Does that make any sense? No, it's the same thing. So we have to lose our Skrillex. I guess we cannot lose our Skrillex by doing it this way. And we lose our Spell Rune Painter. So we keep both of our Skrillexes. I'm just going to call it Skrillex for the rest of the format, I think. Yeah. That was my attempt at singing whatever that song he does. Let's do this. So we're going to 3. And I think we're just dead after this. Mill 3. Spells we could have used. So we have to draw. Okay, I mean, this does something. They get to draw cards though. Oh wait, I should probably have waited actually. That should have probably happened on their turn. Since these could now be like trading for stuff. Maybe. Although we wouldn't have drawn this Angler. Would have had this in play. Double block, block. And then they flash or they cast this thing again. Yeah, we're cooked. We're cooked anyway you slice it. See you for round 4. It's round 4. We've got no mountains and nothing we can really do early. So this seems like a mulligan to me. If we had a mountain, I'd probably keep that one. This hand's a little bit awkward, but we will keep it. And put back, I suppose, an island. Don't really have any 1-drops in our deck. Probably optimal to sacrifice Evolving Wilds, thin our deck out a little bit. There's a 1-drop, but not a card we really want to play on 1. Opponent's on white. Alright. Haven't seen white yet. White, black. 2-drop. Don't like that. We have a way to interact at least. Arcane Infusion. Top 4, reveal an instant or sorcery put in your hand. Well, we haven't cast this yet. I'm not sure how often it's going to hit. I guess we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll put an aura on this and we'll want to bounce it, but I don't think we're going to care to do that just yet. Got some time. Take 2 here. Search party captain. Costs 1 less for each creature you attacked with this turn. That's good. Enters the battlefield, draw a card. Okay. Draw your card. That's good. So we're going to have a 2-3, which blanks both of these. I still think we don't want to bounce just yet. I think we'll play Infusion here. Nice. Picking anything up off of this is good, by the way. Because there's a very real possibility of just completely missing. Okay. Spellrune Painter. So if they attack with both, we'll probably just take it. By the way, that looks like an egg hatching, the daytime symbol. I keep thinking of makes me think of that Pokemon that's like an egg. Egger free or something? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, sort of paused there. The opponent adds a Bat Whisperer to the table. No trigger on it. So I think they could have. I mean, that tells us they have no trick, right? Like they could have gotten in with both. I probably would have just taken it all, and then they would have got their 1/1. But they didn't want to risk their creature. But that does give us that information that they don't have a trick. So that's good for us. That's good news for us. So now we can play Gale Drifter. Not a great blocker. Or we can play Famished Foragers, not getting the trigger. Or we could hold up Fading Hope and Neonate's Rush, allowing us to flip Spellrune Painter, which is kind of cool with me. Maybe that's where we want to go next. If we play Gale Drifter, it's probably just going to trade for their 4/2, which is not the worst, right? Like then it just goes in the graveyard, we'll get it back later. That's tough. It's a tough decision. I think I want to try flipping. If they just turn around and kill it, it's going to feel pretty bad, though. That's a risk. Here it comes. Here comes the kill. Sack Bat Whisperer. And they're just going to pay 5. Come on. Yeah, maybe this was a mistake, eh? So we could return it to our hand to save it. Frig, this is bad. I regret the choices I've made. Could return it to our hand for value, but then we take 8. Ugh. Regrets. Yeah, I think we're just letting this happen. We're bouncing their Whisperer. Okay, mistakes were made. Got greedy. Got punished. Let's bounce that guy. It's too bad this doesn't deal 2 damage. That'd be way too good. Okay. Well, that didn't go so good. So we could play a 4/3 here. Blanks both their creatures. That's probably just the move. So last turn, the correct play might have just been to play the 4/3. Wish we had a 3-drop there, though, because then, I did want to have the access to the instant speed interaction, which is why I passed the turn, but in retrospect, it wasn't that good. Exile. No! My flashback spell. Okay, well, they didn't play anything scary, so that's good. So we've got Gale Drifter, we've got Consider, we've got Storm Skrillex. So we could attack here. Not sure it's time for that just yet, though. think we'll just play the Skrillex. If we can untap with the Skrillex still in play, we're actually doing okay. Got a couple ways to trigger it, some minimal interaction, but yo, that's pretty good. Gains flying. Okay, this is bad for us. This is bad. So we're gonna block the 3/3 because we're at a low enough life total that, like, if they have a pump spell, we're just gonna die either way. So we have to play to the idea that they don't. Okay, so we didn't die. That's something. We don't have our bounce spell any longer, though. We want to have fodder for the forgers, but not quite yet. I think we want to have access to our spells right now. This dies, you draw a card, lose a life. That's decent. Four, 5 is so big. We're taking another hit off of that. This thing is really good, man. Basri's Acolyte for less color commitment too. So not looking good for us here. I definitely punted with that passing the turn. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. That'll happen. Yep. Exile too, so look at the backside. Boo! This enters the battlefield or transforms. Exile a creature an opponent controls until this leaves the battlefield. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think we're dead. I don't know how we're beating this. We're gonna try. It comes in with everything. Just the flyers. That's fair. Yeah, taking. I guess at this point we just need to try to find something. So, put that in our graveyard. That doesn't help us. And that doesn't help us. Boo. All right, we'll be back. Round 5. All right, we're back. Just taking a quick look at the build here. I think this deck is struggling a little bit because it doesn't have good removal. We didn't pick up any Moonrager Slashes or anything like that. I'm just making a quick change. I'm going to cut Famished Foragers. I think it's just a little bit too clunky in our deck. And I'm replacing with Scab Wrangler just to try to get on board a little bit quicker and hopefully just put some more pressure on our opponent. So we'll see how that does. Alrighty, back for round 5. And our opponent's on the play, which is kind of a pain. But we do have a good hand here. Evolving Wilds get us an island. And we'll be kind of off to the races here. We can choose which creature we want to start with. Probably the Angler. So this is looking like a keep. Alright, opponent takes a mulligan. Puts one back, plays a forest, pass to us. I'm going to go ahead and fetch right now. Not too much importance in hiding what colors we are, I don't think, at this point in the format. Just don't want to forget, click through it, and totally wreck my next turn. So opponent goes for an island. They're blue-green. This is cool. We're getting to see a few different archetypes right off the bat here. 2-mana 3/1. Looks good to me. Yeah. So, I mean, if they get Coven, this can't be blocked by this, but that's going to take them a little bit. Presumably, unless they have some way to make a couple of creatures this turn. So we got blocks, and we're going to definitely take that trade. Happy to do that. Okay. So we either play Scab Wrangler, which doesn't really do anything against this Castaway of theirs. Play our own Castaway. Gums up the ground a little bit, or we could play 1/2 flyer and start getting in there. I think we play the 1/2 flyer, start getting in next turn. We can consider EOT. Is there any reason to consider right now? don't think so. So we'll bring this guy back. Next turn we're going to double spell, most likely. Could also play Elementalist Returning Consider to our hand if we wanted to. But hopefully we can get something more impactful back with this card in the future. Path to the Festival. So opponent's going to ramp. We're going to take one. Got a little bit of a clock going, at least. No attacks. Okay, we're going to consider end of turn. That's kind of interesting. So if we put this in the yard, we've effectively drawn it, but I kind of just want to play this next turn as a Snapping Drake. So we're going to leave it on top and draw it. And we'll just play it, I think. Thermal Alchemist is also pretty good, but this gets the damage race going in our favor a lot more quickly. Kind of demands removal, and then it comes right back next turn if our opponent's going to spend their turn killing it. They have a clear shot, though. That's pretty good. Okay, opponent plays Wren and 7. Makes a Tree Folk with Reach. Equal number of lands you control. Well, that's just... Took them a while to come up with that play, but doesn't seem too bad. Each opponent, so that can't hit walkers. So we're not in good shape here. Reveal the top 4, put a land. Okay, so actually we're in great shape. We're gonna play Scob Wrangler and Castaway, tap the Tree Folk, and kill the Planeswalker. That's what we're gonna do. So I'm glad I brought this in. I'm not sure if anything can get us here. In terms of a green instant for a single green. They only have one card in hand. I think you make that play every time. If they did have single green, I don't know. I don't think it exists in this set. Something that could have killed this. That would have obviously been pretty bad for us, but getting that walker off the table is good. Now we just have to deal with the 7/7. So Scob Wrangler can hold this down for a little bit. If we draw a land, we get to double spell, which will be really good with the Wrangler. And at that point, oh, okay, well that's really good too. So we'll just tap it. Love that. Alchemist. And we get to consider, so we'll get to deal them an extra point of damage. Next turn. So I think we're going to hold on to the consider to wait till this is not something sick. Opponent with 2 in hand. Secrets in the graveyard, a clue in play. So if they haven't drawn gas, they're going to be able to find gas. So hopefully this turn they don't have a whole lot going on. But by next turn they will be able to do some stuff for sure. Because if they've got nothing to do this turn, they'll probably crack the clue. If they brick, they'll flash this back. And then they'll have like 2 more clues to crack next turn. So they'll draw a bunch of cards. So hopefully this turn they don't do something crazy like this. What the heck is this? You don't have card types in your graveyard. Card types among cards. Like Tarmogoyf ability. At the beginning of your end step, create a green ooze with this creature's power equal to the number of cards. Come on. Okay. Seems pretty good. Doesn't have reach, so we can lean on our flyers, but yeah, that's gonna be hard for us to beat. So we're just gonna be racing it. The beginning of your end steps. They get one of these every turn. That's real good. Okay, if they want to attack with a 1/3, we're fine with that. Actually, we could draw bounce spells, so we want to tap this. Storm Skrillex. Okay, well, we're in a position to race here. So we're going to try to do that. So now our Consider makes this a 4 power, 3, 8. This deals them 1. So they're dead next turn if they don't have a way to deal with flyers. Right? This puts them to 10 this turn. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 again. Yeah. So I think we've got them. Passing to attacks. I was wondering if we can... Is it safe to block with Storm Skrillex? Because if it's not, I just want to tap the bear down and take 6. I think we just tap the bear. I don't know. I think I'm overthinking this, but... I suppose they could still crack a clue and draw a combat trick. Yeah, so we don't want to block with the Storm Skrillex. 2 attacks. Take 3 only. No, take 6. It's fine. Okay, so Scott Wrangler did some good work for us in this game. I guess we haven't fully gotten there yet because they still have a clue to crack. So, shouldn't speak too soon, but... Either way, Scott Wrangler was good in this game, even if we do lose. Spoke too soon! I mean, we could draw a spell. If we draw another spell, we still get there. Okay, so they're going to 14. They're making another thing. Okay, well, that might have done it for them, actually. Or if we draw a land. Okay, that works as well, right? So, Skrillex is going to be a 6 power, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. Right? They have no instant speed stuff. Yeah. Bounce your token. Sorry, I'm doing this too slow because I'm not used to playing with these cards. Fairly certain that we're gonna do it. I should bottom that, I guess. Yeah, okay. We're very much there. Shoot. Is it too soon? Okay, I can still do this. Good. Control on in time. Alright. Well, that was a blue-red spells turn if I've ever seen one. Alrighty, back for round 6. You go first. We do. That's nice. We don't have... Oh, I don't like this hand very much. We don't have... an early creature, but I guess we can cast Arcane Infusion. Mulliganing is really punishing and limited in general. We've got both colors of mana, thanks to Evolving Wilds. Again, I'm just noob cracking this on turn 1. You know, you got both colors of mana. If you build your deck with lots of 2-drops, you can sort of, like, count on your deck to provide you, as ours did there. It's obviously not always going to happen, but I don't think you mulligan that hand. Okay, opponent's going to pass the turn. Silverbolt, 3 and tap, destroys a werewolf or deals 3. Okay. So, we do want to leave blue up when we cast this, so we're going to play an island. I'm going to get in there for 1. I think the opponent has Blade Brand in hand because they're passing with 2 mana and it's pausing. We're not going to do this right now. We do this end of their turn. I think our opponent has Blade Brand. It could target our creature. Obviously, they don't want to cast it because that's... I mean, they could cycle it there. It might actually be worth it, but we'll just keep that in mind. Harvest Tide Sentry. This is the can't be blocked thing. Okay. We're happy again to trade with that. We do cast the infusion here. Or do we? What are we actually looking for? If we find, like, Consider, how much do we really care about that? Because all of our spells, like, we don't have any good removal spells. All of our spells are just kind of like, whatever. We need them to trigger our Thermal Alchemist and other stuff like that. So maybe this is better as a trigger. We're not looking for lands. Even if we were, this would get them for us. I think we don't cast it here. I mean, I guess the only argument would be that we could cast the Elementalist and get this back, which is value. So maybe, yeah, maybe that was actually the move. But yeah, it's close. Feels close. I mean, again, like getting this back with this isn't all that exciting either. I don't know if I like this card. It seems kind of awkwardly statted. Create a 4/4. It's got flashback. That's real good. All right. Well, I guess we will cast it here. So we probably just should have cast this last turn. Consider to hand. Those others go on the bottom, eh? Yeah. Do we want to play the Consider? Suppose we do. We're looking for ways to interact. Does it reach? No. Again, kind of want to draw this card. We could put it in the graveyard, cast it for mana next turn. I guess what we really want to draw is the bounce spell, right? So if we whiff on the bounce spell, then we just get to cast this. So I think I will put it in the graveyard. Because if we did draw the bounce spell, we'd get to like bounce this thing, play this, get it right back. In fact, we didn't draw the bounce spell. We've got 4 cards in the graveyard, which means this doesn't do it yet, but we can cast it next turn. So yeah, I guess we just play Whale Drifter and pass the turn. We could also chump, but I kind of like having this around to potentially block this. Okay, now it won't be able to. So now we might. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is bad. So now chumping is really bad for us. Double blocking doesn't work. Morbid Opportunist. Ladies and gentlemen. I think we're just going to take the damage here. Oof. Alright, well something died. One or more other creatures die, draw a card. Did they get the trigger off of this? I didn't see that happen. What? Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Triggers only once per turn, so now we could chump and wouldn't risk triggering it again unless something weird happened and we're somehow giving them a trigger by chump blocking here. I guess we'll see. One or more creatures die. No. Oh no. No. Because it goes to exile. Exile instead. So that does not count. Okay. So we are giving them a card by blocking. So I'm going to not block. Sorry. Confused player over here. Apologies. Alright. So, most important thing for us right now is to deal with this 5/5. So I guess we want to play this and maybe just play Elementalist and get back the infusion. They're still going to have Coven. There's nothing we could do about that right now. So that's annoying, but that's the way it's going right now. So we'll put this here. Put this here. We can get back Consider instead, but I think being able to dig for something's a little bit better. I guess we're looking for. It's funny actually. We could have tapped the Sentry and just tried to find the bounce spell for the token. Perhaps that would have been the move. We could double block here. They've got the Bolt though, which would get us. That's interesting. Maybe I should have just Like, we're in a spot where, like, maybe I just take 5 from this or chump it. I think we're just going to put this here. Take 3. 4, 5, 6. They're 1 mana away from creating another token, so we would need another bounce spell anyways. Alright, well, I won't ruminate over that decision too much, but there was the line of tapping the 3-1 and trying to bounce the token with fading whatever. Because this 3-1 is going to be very difficult for us to block. We don't really have anything that deals with it. I think we're just dead this game anyways, though. Scav Wrangler. That does do something. Let's see if we can dig anything up. Oh yeah, that's some options for us. Burn the Accursed deals 5 damage. That creature would die exile instead. Would love to kill that Morbid Opportunist, but I think we have to kill the Troop. Would also like to kill the Harvest-Tide Sentry. This card's like kind of low-key good, eh? So next turn we're taking 4. We still have another Fading Hope we could potentially find. So yeah, I mean, this would have killed this a turn ago. Maybe I messed up by not casting this earlier. Anyways, let's do this right away so they don't get any triggers off of this. Sorry, I'm playing a little bit slow here, folks. I'm just new set and everything. This can't block, so I'm going to attack with it. Kill the Castaway. Yeah, that's fine. We take an extra damage as a result. They get to draw a card. So we mill 3 here. Didn't mill our bounce spell. That's something. Yeah, I mean, if this deck had a couple of Moonragers slashes or a Cathartic Pyre or something, we would be in way better spot with in situations like this where we fall behind. But when we got ahead, we did do some work. Okay, Fading Hope. That's not bad. It's not bad. All right, so I guess we're just playing everything we've got here. 2, 4. I don't think it's worth it to flash this back. Man, we have to trade with this stupid Sophie. And to trigger the Opportunist. I don't know how we're getting out of this one. I don't know, guys. Not looking good. Feel free to lambaste me in the comments for all the mistakes I made in this draft. Okay, Sentry can't be blocked. In, Decayed. So that's gonna die. Sentry is gonna get bounced. Are we gonna block this 2/2? My thought is no. It's like the worst use of Fading Hope. We've even got stuff in the yard. Okay, we'll scry that to the bottom. Going to 2. Going to 2. This card is really, really, really good. Just want to put that out there. In case anybody... anyone's wondering, this thing is busted. Okay, Sentry comes back. What's up, what's up? And big thing. That's okay, we can block that. Why is it suggesting that I can cast this? It's not, right? We just have, we can tap something. Oh, this has got ward. That's fine though, we can pay for it. Skrillex. Can't block this stupid 3-1 though. Okay, so if we were to find a Neonate's Rush, we could kill the Sentry There's one on the bottom. If we don't find that, if we just play Skrillex, we have to tap the Sentry and chump block the Burly with the Skrillex, which essentially just we lose the game. So if we were to draw the Neonate's Rush, we get to kill this. We get to, I would have to do that on. We could do it on their turn, I guess. And then we get to. We did find it. Hello. We would just have to chump block this thing. That's the only thing. Because. And we want to do this on their turn because we don't want them to draw extra cards. We'll only get to draw one extra card as opposed to two. Okay. So there you go. We won't get to tap this down though because we don't have one to pay. We're gonna have to chump it. Kill, kill, kill. Draw your card. This is so gross. Like we can't ever beat this card. Triple block? I don't hate it. I don't hate it. For the spot that we're in, we have no way to kill this. It's not great for us. I don't even know why I'm playing this game out, because I feel like we're just fully dead here. But I think we have to triple here. We'll cast this off of our observer. Get some value, you know? But I mean, they've just got another 4/4 token coming. They've got 2 more cards in hand. They've got so many cards coming from this opportunist. Sure, whatever. Yep. Covetous Castaway. That blocks the 2/2. This blocks. Also blocks the 2/2. This chumps the 4/4 for a turn. So yeah, we'll do that. Plan to not die. We're going to 1 this turn. Or we're just dead, because they actually have, like, something else. 3/3, though. Not bad. Not bad for the first kick. Again, like, if we'd seen some removal, that would have been good. I think we navigated the draft pretty well. I regret there was another Skrillex we could have taken. We took a Devious Cover-Up over it early in pack 1. That's a pick that you may have wanted to have back, but I mean, also, like, this is a 5-drop. The deck might want the 2-drops more, the 1/3s that get bigger in the Thermo Alchemist more than it really wants these. Like, I don't know how much better we would have done with, like, another copy of this. We also could have taken the X removal spell, but kind of slow, that card, you know? Alright, well, we are going to play... We're actually going to live. We get to put our removal spell back in our deck. Okay, so... Really want to kill that opportunist, and the only way you can do that is with Burn the Accursed, right? And then Fading Hope kills the 4/4. It's like the world where we just draw exactly what we need. Put that back, put Fading Hope back, and 2/4's fine. We can deal with that. Anything that dies to... I guess we just want Ardent Elementalist to get back more stuff. And actually want to sack this right away, in case we do draw the Fading Hope. Oh, come on! Okay, we're doing it. So, do we pass the turn? I think we do, because Skrillex gets bigger in combat. We could potentially take something down. So I think we pass the turn. What does this do? Gets them another land. Okay, so they don't really have any more gas. They're going to try and fight here? sacking that thing. Okay. Shoot. Well, that's really good. So I guess we Fading Hope this back to our hand. And then they don't get to attack with their 4/4 this turn. We get to replay this. Do it all again. Are we just dead? I think we're just dead. What am I doing? We're just dead. They just attack with both. So I guess we just let this happen. Because there's a chance they don't swing. If they don't swing all, then yeah, but no, we're just gonna die. Well, I guess if they swing with just 2 creatures, we get to bounce one of them and block the other. Okay, we're dead. All right, sorry that took way too long. Sorry. Thanks for watching. I think this deck was not great. The archetype itself seemed like it could be good. We just needed more removal, and the games were pretty fun. They played out pretty well. So thanks for watching. If you have any comments, let me know what I did wrong, and let me know what I did right. Let me know what you'd like to see in the future. Thanks again. Take care. Bye for now.